Hi everyone, today I am here to bring you a full body Pilates Reformer workout using the box. As far as equipment goes today, what you need is a reformer and a box. We will be using it throughout our session today. As always during this workout, please feel free to modify as necessary, adjust the springs to your liking, and make this workout your own. When you're ready, gather your equipment because this workout starts now. All right guys, so I am starting today on one heavy spring. I've got my box on the carriage long box and my headrest is down just for a little bit later. We're gonna start seated on the box facing forward with our legs kind of hanging over top of the foot bar. So you're gonna come pretty far forward on your box. Make sure that you feel safe here and that you're not falling, obviously, and just let your legs feel relaxed. Now, if this does not feel comfortable for you, you could also just put your feet flat on the platform at the front of the reformer and not worry about the foot bar. Okay, take a breath, inhale here, and just float your hands up in front of the shoulders. Think about growing tall through the spine, lengthening through the back of the neck, and letting the shoulder blades relax down. Good, and now I want you to just exhale and reach your hands forward, pulling your navel in towards your spine, finding that forward flexion and that stretch in the low back. And then inhale and grow tall again, letting the shoulder blades melt down, letting the crown of the head lift. And again, exhale, round forward, belly button pulls back, find that expansion through the back of the ribs. And then inhale, come up and sit up very, very, very tall. Nice, let's do that a few more times. This time as you round forward, you're gonna let your arms come forward to the knees. And then as you come back up and extend the spine, you're going to float your arms overhead and come into a little bit of back extension. Exhale, round forward, allowing the hands to drop a little bit lower. Inhale, reach the arms up and extend the upper back towards the ceiling. Let's do two more just like that. Exhale to round. Inhale to lengthen and lift. Letting the lower body feel relaxed. Exhale to round. Inhale to lengthen and lift. And then come back up to a long neutral spine. Hands come back behind the head. Exhale to rotate over one shoulder. Inhale to lift the spine up nice and tall, coming back to center. Exhale, rotate the other way. Nice. Inhale to come back to center. Let's do that a few more times, side to side. And wringing out the waist. One more time each way. Beautiful, coming back to center, adding our lateral flexion. Inhale to prepare, exhale, keeping both sit bones evenly weighted. Reach one elbow down and one elbow up towards the ceiling. Inhale to come up and sit up nice and tall. Exhale to reach up and over the other way. Actively press the head back into the hands. Good, one more to each side. Please inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Nice, sit up nice and tall. Float those arms in front of the shoulders again. Take a breath, inhale here. Exhale, roll the spine back, maybe to the sacrum. Let the legs do what they need to do. And then rolling back up to seated. Arms float up at the top, inhale, back extension. Exhale, arms come back down, round the spine back to the sacrum, tuck the tailbone under. And then roll the spine back up, float the arms up to the ceiling, extend the spine. Last two. Last time. Nice. Now we're going to roll back and stay back. Hands come back behind the head. Extend your legs long over the foot bar. Curl the head, neck, and chest up and down. Up and down. Elbows are wide. You're sliding your front ribs down to your hips. And if you're feeling comfortable there and would like to add on, float a leg up as you curl forward and down. And switch and down. And switch and down. Now instead of just lifting the leg, we're going to lift and bend the knee and lower. Lift and bend the knee and lower. Like a little march. Let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Nice. Bring your feet onto the foot bar. Keep the head, neck, and chest curled forward. Lift one of your knees into tabletop. And now let's rotate towards that lifted knee and come center. Exhale to rotate. Inhale to come center. Nice job. 4 more here. The last 2 and 1, and switch sides and exhale to rotate, sliding that rib over and down towards the opposite hip. Last 4 and 1. Come to center with your torso. Bring both knees into tabletop. Bring your hands behind your thighs and press your thigh bones away from you so that it aids you in finding more forward flexion through the torso. Then maintaining that forward flexion, bring your hands back behind your head. Extend one leg forward and switch. And switch. And switch. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. One leg to the ceiling, hands behind the calf. Pull twice on that leg and switch. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rebend that knee, hands back behind the head. Rotate, center, switch. Center, switch. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Toes to the ceiling. Hands stay behind the head. Lower the legs forward a bit. Flex the feet, lift them up. Point the toes, lower them down. Flex the feet, lift them up. Let's do 4 more here. You choose how low you go. Last 2 and 1. Nice job. Bend your knees, place your toes onto the foot bar. Slide yourself down on your box so that your butt is kind of hanging off of the edge. So you're able to extend that low back a little bit. Hands behind the head with the head resting in the hands. From here, we find a little bit of back extension, allowing the tailbone to come down. And then we tuck the tailbone under and roll the hips up off of the box. And then roll the hips back down. Finding that back extension. And then roll the hips back up. And roll the hips back down. Now if you feel like you're sliding on your box at all, feel free to have your hands around the bottom edge to kind of maintain that box position as you roll up and down. Let's do 2 more here. And last one, leave the hips up. Press the carriage out and pull the carriage in. As you pull the carriage in, see if you can get your hips to lift up higher. As you press the carriage out, the hips may lower a little bit. Last 4. Last 2. And last 1. Come in, keeping the hips high, wiggling the toes till they're about sit bone distance apart from one another. Bring your elbows up onto the box next to your ribs, pointing your fingertips up to the ceiling. Lift your hips up nice and high. Transfer your weight into your left leg and bring your right knee into tabletop. Then bring those toes back down. Find firm placement of the toes on the bar and switch. Down and switch. Down and switch. For 4. Slow transition 3. Carriage is steady. The last 1. Keep whatever knee is lifted, lifted. Pulse the hips upwards for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Transition to the other side and pulse the hips up for 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All 10 toes back down. Lower the hips back down. Bring your hands to the back edge of the box and slide yourself up, pulling the carriage all the way home so that your upper back has the opportunity to hang over the edge of the box. Hands behind the head here. Arches or toes on the foot bar, whatever feels comfortable. From here, we're arching our back over the edge of the box and then curling back up just till our chest is parallel to the floor. Inhale over. Exhale just till the upper back is parallel to the floor. Nice job. 4 more here. Last 2. And last 1. Now keeping the upper back parallel to the floor, elbows are nice and wide. Bring one knee into tabletop and switch. Gaze is straight up towards the ceiling. So now we're just doing toe taps towards that foot bar. There is a tendency here, I would say, to want to go into more forward flexion. For now, I'm going to say let's not. Let's try to keep that spine nice and long. Last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, all 10 toes down. Rotate your spine to the right, forward, to the left, and back and over the edge of the box. So we get this nice, beautiful circle through the torso. Right, forward, left, and back and around. Last 4, and 3, and 1, and reverse it. For 4, and 2, and 1. Good. Bring your hands forward, roll yourself up. You can use your thighs for support. Take your feet to either side of the box and grab onto your straps. So shorter or longer loops is up to you. Hug into the box with your shins. I'm going to go shorter loops. And hands start right underneath the chest. A bit of a hinge forward with the torso, but try not to flare those ribs. So nice long spine. From here, we're going forward, out, in, and back to the chest. Forward, out to the sides, back into the center, hands back to the chest. Nice job. Spine stays steady. Last 4. Last 2. One more. Nice. Now let's just go forward with one arm and back in, and forward with the other arm and back in. So naturally you lose tension on that one side. And I want you to really focus on keeping the weight even between the sit bones and both sides of the chest reaching forward the same amount, right? No rotating through the spine, trying to stay as centered as possible. Last 4. Last 1. Nice. Reach both arms forward. Turn the palms over so that the straps are over your upper arms. And then we're going to push the hands forward and bend. Elbows can go fairly wide here. Hands straight to the front of the forehead or slightly wider, just depending on what feels comfortable for your shoulders. Nice. 4 more. Last one. Hold your hands by your forehead. Press just one arm forward and bend. And switch and bend. Again, stabilizing through the bottom, the base of the spine, through the sit bones, keeping everything nice and centered. Last 4. And 1. Good. Bring your arms back out to the sides. Hands slightly forward of the shoulders. And now we're going to rotate the spine. So you're taking all the tension into one strap. You're rotating the ribs. You're coming back to center. You're catching tension on both straps and rotating the other way. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So one heavy spring feels like a lot for me on this exercise, but I know we don't have that many to do, right? So we've got 4 more, but you can always adjust your spring load. Last 2. Plus it's nice to have a challenge once in a while. Last 1. And center. So we've got 1 more exercise to do here. I'm going to change to my longer loops for this. And we're going to do an arm circle. So arms start down by the sides, palms facing forward, slightly forward of the hips. Stack your spine up nice and tall now. Try not to lean forward so much, but stay lifted through the spine, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. Now from here, we're going to reach our arms up and forward of the chest, of the forehead, and then back down. And up and forward, carriage moves a little bit. And down. Nice. There's still a connection between your ribs and your hips here. You're still breathing. Last 3. And 1. Nice job. Okay, scooch a little bit further forward on your box and place your feet down on your foot bar. Still holding onto your longer loops. Bring your hands just a little bit forward of the chest and then round the spine back slightly. So tailbone tucked under. I'm going to keep my hands right here. I do have a little tension in my straps. My toes are down and my chest is lifted. We're going to start to lift one knee at a time up towards the chest. Practicing the beginning of what will be our teaser. Nice job. For 4. So you can take this, there's going to be a lot of room to progress in this little series. So you can come back to any one of these progressions and decide where you feel suited to be today. Good. Now either stay with your one knee lifting at a time or bring both knees up and hold. Maybe the legs extend, but maybe they stay bent. We're going to hold here for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Feet down, straighten the spine. Let the knees relax out to the sides to relax those hip flexors for a moment. We're going to do that again, this time with the option to have the arms straight forward. So one knee in tabletop, the other knee in tabletop. Press the arms forward. You either hold here or you add a toe tap just down below the foot bar. Chest is lifted, tailbone is under. Spine is long, neck is long. 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now both feet up, bend, and straighten the elbows. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Very nice job. Bend the elbows, take your feet down to the foot bar. Let's lay down on our back. You do want to keep your straps. I like the back of my neck to be able to be a little bit supported by the edge of the box. My arms are going down by my sides. My feet are going over my foot bar. Now you have options. If your foot bar is a locking foot bar, it is kind of a nice way to get into your teaser by having one foot underneath the foot bar, pressing upwards so that when you come up into your teaser, you can push up and that can assist you on your way up. If you don't have a locking foot bar, unfortunately, that does not work. But we're going to try our teaser. So let's do it with one foot under as the option. The other knee is going to be in tabletop to start. We're going to start with our arms down by our sides. Take a breath, inhale to prepare. Exhale, scoop the arms down to come up. That leg that's under the foot bar straightens almost all the way and we come up to the teaser. And then we slowly descend down with control. Switch out your feet. And let's do that again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, round forward. Use the pressure upward of that foot to assist your lift. And then lower back down. Continue with that with one foot under the foot bar or extend your legs over top of the foot bar, inner thighs squeezing together. We'll do this teaser with the knees coming into tabletop at the top. Take a breath, inhale here. Exhale, scoop the arms down to come up, bend your knees into tabletop and find that stability in your teaser position. Then slowly lower the arms and the legs back forward. Let's do that twice more. Arms scoop down to come forward and up, knees bend, and then lower down with control. And last time, exhale, round, scoop, and lower down with control. We're going to do 3 more. And you can choose whether you keep the knees bent or you go into that full teaser with the legs extended straight. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, press the arms down to scoop up. Long legs and lift. Descend with control. Last 2. And one more time, guys. Inhale here. Exhale, scoop down to come up. And slowly lower down. Very nice job. Okay, place your straps back if you can. Oops, come all the way up. We are going to turn around. I lost one of my straps. And sit down facing the other direction. So have a seat with your feet on your headrest. Grab onto your loops. Seated nice and tall on the sit bones. Bring your elbows forward of the shoulders. And let's do just, my straps feel quite uneven. This one's twisted. Okay, and we are going to sit up and do a bicep curl. So elbows high and bend and extend the elbows. Nice, so posture is nice and tall, drawing the navel into the spine. Full range of motion with the arms for now. And 4. Last 2. And 1. Now we are going to try single arm. So both arms start extended almost all the way, a slight bend in the elbows, and just bend one elbow. And then come back to almost straight, and then the other elbow. Somebody requested more bicep work, I think, in my messages. So here you go. I always do listen to your suggestions, so if you have any, please feel free to comment. Again, even though we're facing the opposite direction, I want even weight through the sit bones and the torso facing straight forward. We've got 4 more here. And then 1 more bicep exercise to go. So elbows are both going to bend to 90 degrees, and you're going to come down towards the thighs with your elbows and then back up towards the ceiling. Arms never fully straighten. The hands stay close to the forehead. 4 more. 2. And 1. Woo! All right. Palms facing back, still with those smaller loops. Both arms go back and down. Both arms go down and forward. Don't worry if this doesn't feel like a tremendous amount of tension yet. We are going to do the single arm version in a moment. So take this as your active recovery, or you're just figuring out the form of the movement. Last 4. And 2, and 1. Hands right to the sides of the hips, no further forward. From there, one arm goes back a little bit and back to the hip. Other arm goes back a little bit and then back to the hip. Knuckles reaching down. Nice job. 4 more. And 1. Beautiful job. Okay, choke up on your straps a little bit higher. Hands in front of you. Roll the spine down so that your upper back comes down to the carriage, and then roll your spine back up again to the box. And again, roll it down. Bottom tips of the ribs hit, and then we roll back up. Last 2. The last 1. Nice. Come up so that your tailbone is tucked under, spine is a little bit round. Pull both knees into the chest. Find a balanced posture here. Roll the upper back down. Roll it back up. Find that little stability, that balance there. Roll it back down. Roll it back up. Please, no momentum here. Keep taut. The straps nice and taut throughout. Last 3. Last 1. We are going to add on a little bit. So you can stay with this rolling like a ballish movement, or you can extend the legs forward as the torso comes down and then hug the knees back in. Whatever angle you're extending the legs to, I want you to feel like you can press your low back down as you roll back. Right, so when my legs go really low, I can feel that space happening underneath the low back if I go any lower than about 45 degrees. But everybody's different there. Last 2. And 1. And come up and feet down and straps back. Good. I'm going to change to 1 medium spring. So I'm just reaching over. And for me, that's a blue spring. And then we're gonna come to kneeling on top of the box. So just carefully come over, hands and knees here. Grab onto the strap that's closest to me and put it on your foot. I'm gonna go for the longer loop. Then hands are back onto the edges of the box. I've moved my free knee a little bit closer to the center of the box. That feels comfortable for me, and that way I can slide this foot down easily. I don't want your hips leaning in opposition to the strapped leg. So see if you can center yourself over your bottom knee, and then when you're ready, we're gonna lift this leg up and back on a diagonal and down, and up and back and down. Spine long, belly pulled in. Soft bend in the elbows, especially if you're a hyperextender. Try not to lock into those joints. Nice, 4 more. Last one, hold the leg back. Externally rotate the leg so that the knee comes over the strap as you bend it, and then press. Check in with that standing leg. The last 4. One more. Press out, stay out. Flex the foot if it's not already. Lower and lift just an inch. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both knees down. Carefully remove that strap so you can switch sides. Okay, take your time. Transitioning your other foot into the loop. Sometimes it feels impossible to get your foot in there, right? Okay, over the arch of the foot. Both hands back down. Adjust your standing leg. Take your other foot down to the side of the reformer, and now we lift up and back and down and forward. All right, so trying not to collapse in the ribs. You want to keep the waistlines long. Let's do 4 more. On this last one, you're holding your leg to the back. You're bending your knee above the loop, above the strap, and then pressing out. Last 4. Last 2. Hold the leg out. Foot is still flexed, little lifts. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee down. Take that strap off. Okie doke. So I'm going to come down for a minute, and I'm going to move the box a little bit over to the side. So it's still on top of the carriage, right? But it gives my foot a little more space on this side of the carriage. We are going to come up to standing on the side with one set of fingertips down. The inside foot is close to the box, and I can feel my calf against the box for support. This is a very short little exercise, and if it doesn't feel appropriate, you can always repeat exactly what we did before. But if you're feeling like you'd like to, you're going to take your strap onto your foot, your other hand to your hip, and we're going to lift up and back and down and forward, and up and back, and down and forward. Right. So I am not leaning into the box with my calf because I don't want to shift the box, but I have a little bit of support there. And this is slow and controlled. You've got 4 more. And 3. On this last one, you are going to hold the leg back behind you. This is our final little balance challenge. Maybe the other hand goes forward and we hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully transition back down. Take your time to take that strap off. Make sure that your carriage is all the way home. Step down. Exhale. So shift the box a little to the other side so you have room for your foot. Walk around to the other side. Now we know what's coming, right? So you've got one foot on the edge of the box, or the edge of the carriage, solidly placed. You're stepping up. Your inside hand is your anchor. You're carefully taking that strap onto your foot. This is probably the most precarious part, right? Getting in and getting out of that strap. So take your time. Okay, once you're situated, bring your foot in line with your other foot. Hand on the hip or both fingertips down is fine. And then lift and lengthen that leg to the back and lower it forward. Find your breath. Nice job. We've got 4 more to go here. Last 2. And 1. Okay, bring that leg back. Maybe your same arm goes forward, square the pelvis, and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that foot forward. Make sure the carriage is home. I'm stepping on my side rail with my heel so I can slip that strap off. Good, and then carefully step down. Awesome, okay. Center your box again. You're still on one medium spring. We're coming down onto our belly on the box. If your foot bar feels too high, you can lower it down so it's not there behind you. I do want you to have your feet floating. For me, I'm gonna have my chest a little bit on the box for comfort, and then I'm taking my hands onto my straps, choking up on my straps fairly high. Good. Little elevation through the heels, lengthen through the back. Press your pubic bone down into the box, and then arms go up to the back. We find back extension, and we bend. Good. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now I tend to have more back extension in my low back, so it may not look like it to you, but I am focused on my thoracic extension here. So if you know you tend to curve more in one place than the other, focus on the other part. If if you lack back extension in your mid back, focus that attention there. Last 3. And 1. Nice. Now both arms forward and one arm at a time. Back and forward. And other side, back and forward. Do your best to keep your hips centered. I know it's challenging on this unilateral work. Two more on each side, please. And one more each way. And center. Good job. Bring those straps and put them back on your pegs for a moment. Prop yourself up to kneeling on your box. Let's round our spine. And extend gently. And round. And extend gently. And one more time. Nice. Come off to the side of the box. I'm going to switch to one heavy spring. And we are going to stand to the side of the box, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the strap that's closest to us and take it behind our back. I'm looping it into my thumb, so it's wrapped around my back. Then my other hand is gonna grab my other strap. It's looped around my thumb. We are gonna take our hands and bring them forward to the front edge of the box and then slide our body onto the box, setting up for breaststroke here. So, thumbs are in, hands are right underneath the shoulders. I'm keeping my feet about sit bone distance apart today. A little wider is okay as well. And we're gonna start just by pressing our arms forward. So back of the neck is long, press and bend. Press and bend. Two more. Nice. Now press, lift into back extension, lower, and bend. Reach, lift into back extension, lower, and bend. Last two. One more. And now we're gonna circle the arms. Press, lift, circle the arms back to the shoulders, lower. Press, lift, circle the arms to the back and lower. Last two. And one. Good. Hands to the edge of the box. You can carefully step over your strap and bring the carriage back home. Very nice job. Okay, beautiful. So we are going to sit on our box again with our feet facing the foot bar. Make sure your straps are not crossed. Scoot your body back forward again. I prefer, again, head to be fairly supported by the edge of the box. And then I want you to bring your fists together above your chest with the knuckles facing you. Bring your knees into tabletop. Curl the head, neck, and chest forward. Bring those knuckles to your forehead. From here, your arms and legs are going to extend up towards the ceiling. And then the arms and the legs are going to circle out and around and forward. And then everything's going to bend back in. Everything goes up. Everything goes out, around, and forward. And then everything comes back in. Last three. Last two. And one. And in. Very nice job. All right, guys. Let's come up all the way and put your straps back on your pegs. Take your box off, finally. Put one more heavy spring on. So you've got two heavies. Lay down. Headrest is down. Put your feet in your longer loops. Bring your heels together into frog, arms down by the sides, a little room between your shoulders and your shoulder blocks. Squeeze your heels together, anchor your tailbone down. Press the legs forward and control the spring back in. Spine is neutral, hip bones pointing up towards the ceiling. Last 4. Last 1, bring your legs forward, parallel off your feet, lift and lower them. Bring your legs back forward. Hold on to your pegs for this first round or 2. Roll the spine up. Bend your knees, roll the spine down. If you don't need your handles, don't use them. Roll the spine up, bend your knees, roll the spine down. Last 2. Last one, we are going to stay up. I'm going to grab onto my pegs again. I'm going to angle my feet forward towards the foot bar, finding extension at the hip and squeeze of the glutes. And then I'm going to bend back into frog and press my feet back forward. Try not to lose the height of the hips. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Bend the knees back in and roll the spine down. Tailbone gets heavy, legs get long, arms down by the sides. Let's finish today with nice big circles. Last 2 this direction. And reverse it. Last 2. And 1. And bend. Nice, give yourself a moment to grab onto those straps and rock a little side to side. Nice, and then take your feet out of those straps. Okay, feet wide on the foot bar, rock one knee towards the middle of the body and switch. And switch, just windshield wipering the knees. And when you're ready, come center. One hand to the shoulder block, and let's sit all the way up. Good. Inhale the arms up, and exhale the arms down. And one more time, inhale the arms up, and exhale the arms down. And you guys are all done. I hope you liked that reformer flow. Please leave me a comment or a question down below. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and let me know how you got on in that workout. As always, this channel is safe for all races, all genders, all religions. Please share and subscribe. It helps me bring more content to you. And I thank you so much for joining me. Bye.